glucose isn't available, which is really true, but quite honestly, it should be saying the fuel that is your body should burn instead of glucose, because it's not inflammatory. Your brain loves it. It doesn't give cancer can't grow off ketones, and it's all around much better for your brain. So they don't say that. They, because our country has been kind of duped into this idea that we're supposed to eat 6 meals a day of glucose and allow our bodies to eat this inflammatory food that stores fat on us, and then just accept the fact that we are in inflammatory society where 1/2 of the people in our country are diabetic or pre-diabetic. So it's pretty crazy. And then Mackenzie, you've done some intermittent fasting but with a little limited success.
Yeah, I had really good success, but I call it my unhealthy keto. It wasn't good. It wasn't sustainable. I lost weight, but I wasn't healthy. So
yeah.
I want to do healthy keto.
Yeah. And there is what we call dirty keto, where people go, yeah, I get to eat bacon all night,
Yeah. I was pretty much fasting for a while because I really wanted to drop weight. I was fasting until about 2 p.m. and then I would eat some salami and cheese, a little bit of that, and then I wouldn't eat again until 6, and I'd have eggs and coconut oil with kale, and I would do it again and again and again every day.
Well, the eggs, coconut oil, and kale doesn't sound very good, but it's probably better than salami and cheese.
Yeah. Not healthy keto. Not healthy.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we should get started. So the whole point of getting our bodies into ketosis is so that we can become less inflammatory, so our body can actually burn the fuel that it's been storing for a rainy day, and it finally rained today, so it's time to start burning your own ketones and your own fat. So I'm kind of going to go by this little rule book here that you guys can download, and it's got everything in it. Now we're going to give you an example of what the online course looks like, and at one point Liz will take over and run you through that, because we want you all have access to the portal, and we want you to be able to get on there and review this stuff at any time. But week 1, basically, we're going to try to slowly get your body into burning ketones. And I want to step back for a minute. So Jacqueline, you've actually done this course in the in-office a couple times, right?
Yeah. Yes, I did it twice. It happened once when I traveled, but the second time I was in the whole program. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did a lot better on the second time around. So what did you notice from it?
Well, just energy's better, not foggy-headed. I lost some weight. Just overall, as time went by, I went through some cleansing and things in the beginning, but I know it's really good. I felt good, and it's the way to go.
Yeah, and right now, we've been under so much stress because of everything going on in the world. This causes our adrenal glands, or our stress glands, to just go crazy and shut down our brain function, shut down our immune system, and our digestion. So a lot of people, because they're in this fight or flight state, aren't digesting food well. They are damaging their brain because of the inflammation in their body from the fight or flight mechanism, and their immune system isn't working as well. And the funny thing is, right now is when we want our immune system to work as well as possible. And especially when you have to wear the mask wherever you go, and now I guess it's even mandated more, because when you wear a mask, I just did a radio show with Dr. Judy Mikovits this last weekend, and she's saying especially the blue masks have Teflon and fluoride in them. So when you're wearing that blue mask and you're breathing that Teflon and fluoride, especially when it's hot and sweating and you're moving around like somebody like me in my job, you're absorbing the Teflon and fluoride out of the mask. And the more you're breathing your carbon dioxide out and making the mask moist, and then breathing in, the more and more toxins you're getting. And anything that you're supposed to be expelling out of your body that's toxic, which are bacteria and viruses, not necessarily COVID, but they're going to be there and be more susceptible to them. So there's a new mask that I'm going to recommend to you. It's called a TRU47, a true47.com. You can go to true47.com, and they're they're silver and copper mesh, and so you can breathe right through them. You're not going to be breathing your own carbon dioxide. They're antimicrobial, antibacterial, and antivirus because silver, nothing can live around it like that. And yeah, they're kind of expensive. They're about $50 each, but you know. And I bought the staff one, Mackenzie. Don't worry about it. You get one. So, but the thing is that you're not going to be polluting yourself, and you're safer than breathing those toxic masks in. So I really recommend you go to TRU47.com and get a mask that's not going to make you sick. And so beyond the fact that you're breathing in more carbon dioxide, it changes the chemistry in your body, which weakens your immune system. And exactly what we don't need to do right now. So, week one, I'm just going to kind of read off of the book here. Ketosis is when your body burns fat for fuel instead of glucose. When cells start burning fat for energy, they will produce ketones and brain energy. Why brain energy? Because the brain functions better off ketones than it does glucose. Why? Because glucose burns hot and smoky, and it's almost like a fireplace that has wet pine in it. It's just smoky. It gets you warm, but there's a lot of toxic waste in there. And if that toxin waste got into your house, you'd be choking and eventually make you sick. It's kind of like if you had a hose in the exhaust pipe of your car and you stuck it in your window, rolled the window up and drove, you would eventually get sick from the carbon monoxide in that particular case. So we want a fuel that burns very clean, like a stove, a kitchen stove, gas stove. So that's what we're going to teach your body to do. And we're going to show you how to consume a diet that's high in fat. And we're going to talk about what the right fats are, a moderate in protein. So we say this equal to your lean body mass in protein. Now, what's your lean body mass? Usually it's about 25 to 30% of your body weight. You can come into the office if you're around in town, and you can get what's called a bioimpedance analysis. Then we'll tell you exactly what your lean body mass is, and we'll do that for free for you just for being in the class. And then the low carbohydrates, so below 40 grams of carbs. And there's something called, and you want to write this down, because you want to go to your cell phone and download the Carb Manager app. It's free. Carb Manager is going to help you go, how many carbs am I eating? So you put in an egg, it will tell you how much protein and how much carbs it is. Because we want you down around 40 carbs. And there's also, I believe, some shopping lists and do's and don't foods that Liz will go over with you in just a few minutes. When I turn it over to her, she's going to go through the first week on your online course that you'll have access to, that you can review all this stuff again. So this week we have a couple goals. One is to get your body starting to move into ketogenic state. So we're going to have you follow something called the I have to count them, 2-2-2-2 rule. It's like Johnny, 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 whoops, Johnny. It's just a 4, okay? So you're going to do 3 of them are good. 3 of the 2s are 6 tablespoons of healthy oils a day. It could be coconut oil, it can be ghee, it could be avocado oil, it can be olive oil, butter. Rick, you said you're allergic to dairy, so you'll probably stick the other 3. You want to get some of each. Don't take them all at once. One of the people in one of my first classes came back the next week and said, I did them all at once and I was sick. No, just, it can be drizzled on your salad. You can take a tablespoon of something called MCT oil, which is medium chain triglyceride oil that comes from coconut. and just get it in you, because we're going to get, that's oil that your body's going to start to learn how to convert as ketones. And we want you to start eating less carbs. So you want, this particular page says 50 grams of net carbs a day. And there is a way for you to figure this out. There's a chart. When you look on the food and it says total carbs, blank, 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 let's say 20 total carbs, that says fiber, 5 grams of fiber. You subtract the fiber from the total carbs and you come up with net carbs. So 20 minus 5 is 15 grams of net carbs. And that's all in the course. You can see it for yourself. I just want you to go over that. And so that's our basic purpose. We want you to start becoming aware of what you're putting in your body. The average American puts food in their mouth 17 times a day, whether it's a nut, some gum, a soda, a drink of kombucha, whatever. Anytime that you're putting something in your mouth that isn't water, it stimulates your brain to get your pancreas to produce something called insulin. And that ends up, thank you for demonstrating the water, Liz, that was perfect. But it gets your body to actually produce insulin, which means this whole chain of inflammatory process is going to take place. So there's a couple charts that show you how to keep track of how many oils you're taking a day. So we asked for 4 days. Keep track of how much oil you get, and it could be any one of those oils. I also recommend that you go online or you can go, and Liz, I believe they can get this on McCollum and you'll talk about that. Mm-hmm. The keto meter is really important if you're going to make this successful. It's going to help you measure your ketones, and we have a great price on it. I think they get $10 off or something anyway. But the keto meter not only measures glucose but ketones. So we want to get you above 0.5 in ketones. You're going to want to get this. It's going to help you understand how to actually dial this whole thing in. So even though the course is 7 weeks, it's basically teaching you for the rest of your life how to stay healthy. I'm going to start putting out some videos on this. Liz, in fact, you were there, Mackenzie. Remember when Dr. Logan was telling you about how he first started working for me and he started studying the ketogenic diet and everything he learned, and he got below 200 pounds for the first time ever. And so we're going to start to put some of these out so people don't just have to listen to me. They can actually get, other people's input on it. And Jackie, you've seen so many people get amazing results.
Yes, definitely.
You've been there. You've seen some of the miracles. So, Liz, do you want to kind of run them through some of this stuff? I'm going to let you take the screen over and go for it.
Sure. Let me share my screen. So everyone today, if not before today, should have received an email. Let me know if you can